no peace. Got to get the no peace. Get no peace. Got to get the no peace. Get no peace. Got to get the no peace.
Hey guys, you're listening to Presser Podcast, and I'm your host Drea, here with my co-host, aka Sister Paige.
Hey.
And before we jump into anything, let's get a couple housekeeping rules going. Don't forget to follow us on all our social media networks at Presser Podcast. It's the same across all platforms: Instagram, TickTok, Facebook. Subscribe to our email newsletter at www.presserpodcast.com. And this episode is sponsored by Melt Infusions. If you don't know what that is, if you are having little groggy mornings or hard time relaxing at night, it is a great all-natural plant-based supplement to help you improve your mood, improve your focus, and help you regulate and calm your nervous system down at the end of the night. So check it out at meltinfusions.com. And today we have a very special guest. We are here with the founder of Dallas Black Bloggers, Kayla.
Hey. Thank y'all so much for having me.
I'm so excited to have you on here because I will give you your props, your credit, girl, because I followed you like 2-3 years ago. And I wanted to be a blogger. I wanted to produce content, but I was too scared to put myself out there on the internet.
Okay.
And I remember finding your platform and seeing you, support bloggers, give them resources and create events and things of that nature. And it kind of made me feel that if these women can do it, I can do it too.
Absolutely, you can.
And I've been doing it, guys.
And is.
And so I don't want to give what you do. So let's give our audience an idea of what Dallas Black Bloggers is.
Yes, so my name is Kayla. I am the founder of Dallas Black Bloggers. I also have a marketing agency as well. And then I also am my own beauty influencer and blogger, I guess you can say. And so Dallas Black Bloggers is basically a platform for Black bloggers and creatives and influencers in the DFW area to basically have the opportunity to do workshops together, brunches together, resources, curate events, and also provide just have a good time, a community. So sometimes we don't have a community of people or like-minded individuals, and I know that's why I created Dallas Black Bloggers, is to do like a community of like-minded individuals. And it's grown into something that I didn't expect it to grow into. But I love it. I thoroughly enjoy it.
And we love to see it. I keep saying, like, you pushed me out there to even start blogging, creating content. And I was still scared to call myself, I'm a content creator. Am I really?
Yes, you are.
But I know you guys have seen, like, social media has transitioned so much in the last 2-3 years to where everybody is creating content. Rather they call themselves a content creator, and now everybody's piecing together videos or putting themselves out there. And so what is the definition of a blogger?
So I think that it differs, right? And so usually a blogger is someone who has a website that they are posting things on, such as, guides, resources, whatever their niche is, but their blog is AKA the website. That's what it is. The website is the blog. Now, if you write those things on the website, then you're a blogger. However, those things kind of are not what everyone does now. And so that's how influencing comes about. But even if we're talking about blogging and influencing, if you're blogging something on your website or you're writing something on your website, you're influencing at the same time, right? So you're providing some sort of insight or guide or whatever that may be that you're writing about to your audience. And so therefore, we talk about influencing and blogging, it's really kind of the same thing. But the only difference, I believe, is that if you have an actual website. And so some influencers may or may not have websites, right? They just have like their Instagram or social media platforms or whatever that is, which is totally fine. But I'm just saying, a blogger actually has a website.
So they have a main platform that they're hosting all their content on.
Correct. And then they're using other platforms like, Instagram and all those kind of things to be able to showcase their talents as well.
Bring them to the website.
Yes, bring them to the website.
Lead gen, again, marketing.
Yes.
Influencer here. So how did you get into blogging?
I got into blogging because I used to be a podcaster, and then my friend and we started, when we did our podcasting, we came up with like our own, I guess you could say characters when you're behind the mic, right? So you can't just be like Kayla. I would think I was like somebody else. I don't know. I think I was like Kayla, right? That was like my theme. But what I learned about it is that people loved or enjoyed when I would bring up topics to the group, and then they also enjoyed like my makeup. So they were like, oh, well, you always have like your makeup is always laid nice, da da da. And I was like, oh, okay, well, thanks. And then they would be like, well, can you share with me like what products you use? And that's kind of how it started. So I just started having products and sharing those products with my audience, with my family members. And then it's like, okay, well, I'm tired of telling you guys what product I use. So let me make a website and put all the products on so that you can constantly come back and reference whenever you're, in Ulta, my favorite store, or whatever, right? And so that's kind of how it started. Yeah. And then I built a community around going to other events and not seeing any Black bloggers. I would see a group of us at a table, and then that was just it. And it wasn't warm, it wasn't welcoming, it wasn't like, hey, my name is whoever the host was of those events. And so I was like, I don't like this. So yeah, that's how I kind of started.
And so how do you think it's evolved so far? So your goal is to bring us all together.
Yes.
And I've seen you do it.
Yes.
Where do you think your goal has changed from when you started to where you are today?
I think because of people expect a lot. I believe that they're expecting me to do a lot more when it comes to the blogging and influencing world. But not only that, I've listened to my audience to really see what it is that they are enjoying and what they like, what their needs are. So for some people, it may be like, hey, I want to go to a media kit, which is what you came to. Oh no, it was the media kit, content creation you came to, and then it was, what did Raven just do?
It was the Monetize Your Platform.
Yes, monetizing your platform workshop. So starting to learn what people's needs were and starting to provide those type of resources for them, I definitely started to learn more about what DBB means for the community. And I probably didn't realize that probably until like last year after I had my second blogger conference. And then I said, okay, this is turning into something and I need to move and shake in a different light to kind of structure it to be able to supply the audience and what they're asking for.
And again, I feel like everyone's trying to blog.
Yes.
Do you think the market is oversaturated?
I don't think so. Do you?
I don't either.
No, I don't think so. And the reason why I don't think so is because if you have your audience, you have your audience, and I have my audience, then we can all do it together, and there's enough to eat around. What you think?
Again,
so much stuff
collaborate,
to talk about and do. And,
there's so much to talk about.
And, throw events and all of that stuff.
So exactly.
It can't get
much.
oversaturated. People keep peopling.
Yes, because I think that sometimes, you have a certain niche, you have a certain niche, I have a certain niche, it's not oversaturated at all to me.
And I think for maybe one drawback that I see around blogging or people who are trying to blog is that we are mimicking one another a little too much to where there's no authenticity.
Okay.
And then being authentic is now what sets apart,
right?
The industry of being oversaturated. So,
right. I think that comes from being overstimulated.
Yes.
You know what I mean? If
Let's
you're constantly on the internet or seeing certain things, after a while you can be like, dang, I should be doing all of those things, and then you just be like, put your phone down and be like feeling all depressed or
it's
whatever.
Programming your thoughts.
Yes.
And you're just like, then it's harder for you to become authentic in your work because you're looking at everyone else's.
Exactly.
And in your subconscious, you're like, when it's time for you to create, now you're implementing the trendy things and you can't really be authentic. So
exactly.
I hear from you that it's always good to just sit within yourself so that you can start that creativity and truly be creative.
Definitely.
So. And I mentioned it earlier about over-consuming content, and that's always been my downfall with being creative because I like to create for the sake of creating. Like there doesn't have to be a goal attached to it. I just like to create things, romanticize my life. And make the smallest task look like a movie.
Yeah, soft life.
And so I feel like when I overconsume, I find myself trying to mimic what I see is generating a lot of views. And not to say that's not part of, finding new trends to mimic or whatnot, but I find myself getting lost in what is authentic, what kind of content am I creating?
That's deep.
So that moves to my next question. How do you think, or what do you think it takes for a blogger to stand out from the crowd?
Well, I still think it's about authenticity. Niching down is kind of important, but not really. But definitely having, speaking to your audience, being in contact with your audience, knowing who your audience is important, but also being just really authentic, though. That's all I can really say is just being authentic, being your true self. Yeah. Don't try to stir away from too many things, because I've done that before in the past. Try to be like other communities I've seen in Dallas, and girl, it's exhausting. Trying to be something else or somebody else, or trying to mimic. Yeah. Yes, and then I be thinking about, I'm taking on that load for trying to think about maybe DBB should be doing that, and when really DBB should be doing this, and trying to mesh those two together. I just rather drop one and just do DBB. Don't even worry about it no more.
Yeah, there's no recipe to authenticity, so we can't give you the tips there. You just got to be yourself.
No.
What is the most frustrating thing about being a blogger?
Okay, so there's a lot of things that's frustrating about being a blogger. There's a lot of things that's frustrating with being a blogger and hosting a blogging community, so we'll talk about both. So the first one I'll say is getting recognized when you think that you should get recognized can be hurtful or to your self-esteem, right? I think, you know what I mean? And sometimes bloggers feel like, they should be getting picked up by brands and all these type of things. But I think people don't understand how much work that takes for them to be able to get picked up by brands. But you don't even have to do, brands. You can do your own stuff and get your own money, but that's a different story too. But I think that right there, not being recognized, is something that hurts bloggers. What I've noticed in the community of DBB is something that holds bloggers back from growing. Is they're thinking that they should be at this event, they should think they should be invited to this event, and they'd be like, okay, did you reach out to blank person to see if you were invited or if you could go, or how about this, did you ever just show up to this event without, asking? Because there's another blogger that you guys might know of. He's really big. His name is Sean Cotton. Cotton's story with Say Cheese TV. He shared that when he started blogging in the music industry, that he would just show up to concerts and basically go to the backstage and just wiggle his way through to get
finesse game strong.
Exactly, finesse his way too. And so that's another thing too. That recognition and that they deserve. Hosting a community of bloggers is exhausting because communication with other people, you have to make sure that you're straight when it comes to communicating, because people can think what you're saying is something to make them feel bad, or make them feel like, whatever, just make them feel funny. And making sure that you're communicating all the time and constantly is just a struggle, as well as always creating content. Because how about, consistency. How about that 9-to-5 life and doing stuff in the back end?
And as I can see, I'm not consistent. I get caught up in the work. I get off at 5. I just want to lay down.
I be wanting to chill.
A little breather sometimes.
I be wanting to chill too, yeah. So I just feel like there's a lot of things in it, but it is positive. I have a lot of positive outlooks on it. But those are just a few things that make me think about it off the top.
And I resonate with it completely, because I'm one person that's like, this was fire. What do you mean only 2 people saw it? Like, are you kidding? The algorithm is playing us. It's playing us. We got to find the tricks to kind of get through it.
1 million likes.
Okay, don't it? I'm like, man,
5
this was
million
funny.
views.
Exactly.
But one thing, I always tell myself is hold myself accountable to not just rely on the algorithm pushing myself out there, and to get out more, meet more people, network more. And so when I don't go to events like DBB and
you be going to the events, girl.
But I miss a lot of things that I know I should be at, and that's what I hold myself accountable with. You can't complain about your results when you're not willing to put in those extra hours or that extra leg work to meet the people that you feel you want to collaborate with.
Sure. You know what's interesting about that? Another young lady has shared with me about this whole influencing world and whole influencing outlook, right? And the pressure that we all feel for being an influencer, wanting to do this and wanting to do that. She shared with me is that some people don't realize that it could just be a hobby.
Nothing needs to be tied to it all the time.
It doesn't have to be tied to it. And she was like, I have my husband, my 9-to-5 as well, that I'm thriving in. when I can come to one of your events, of course I'm gonna come and support you. Ain't no love laws, but don't expect me to come to everything that you're doing. And I respect that, because she was just like, I know that this is just something that I love doing on the back end, but I still have my everyday responsibilities. And I think in the social media world, that's not talked about, especially with like
that's
content.
A gap in there.
There's nothing of that that's being talked about. That's just saying, oh, this is my hobby. Everything that I see is being pushed that I'm a full-time influencer. I'm a full-time content creator, which is amazing. Shout out to you, but that may not be for everybody.
Yeah. And we can't down everybody because that's not the end goal for them.
Right.
Yeah. Because again, my favorite saying is creating for the sake of creating.
Right.
I love to do it. I may wake up in the morning and just film me making coffee.
Right.
Make it look cute, put a nice sound on it. I'm like, this is cute. I did that, girl.
Girl, you need 1 million likes.
Okay, now I'm about to go do my job.
You go to work.
Got to go to work. Yeah, that's real though. So I think that is a gap to talk about, you know, when it comes to just being a hobby.
And exactly, and there's different levels to, I want to say, influencing.
Sure.
Like you can be the main influencer where you have a big following, you have a big audience, and there's those micro influencers.
Exactly.
So where I may be your favorite influencers,
Right.
inspo, and may not
Yeah.
have the following behind it. And I think we should, as a community, just respect each other's work,
Right.
respect the process, and kind of build that type of community.
Yeah, just meet them where they at.
Meet them where they at.
Okay, and so now we're going to get into maybe giving some tips out. Like, what do you guys think is your process to creating content? Like, what's your blogger's process for getting new ideas and being fresh on the market?
You know what? I don't know. That's a good question. I've never asked them specifically. I know for me, it's seeing trends, scrolling on TikTok. Maybe that, or maybe just saying like, oh, like a current trend may have just happened, like, oh, you guys remember chicken salad, chicken salad, right? That came out, right?
That was very authentic.
That
and it
was
just
so
went viral.
authentic. It was funny too, right?
Just being her.
Just being her. But it's like taking some content like that and like just making it my own. Like that's just something that's fun. But I don't really have a process. If there's something that's trending, then I may need to say, or maybe if there's a new something that I'm doing, or maybe if an audience member actually tells me, hey, like we do need to talk about media kits, like how you came to the content creation and how Raven was providing all these different resources to everyone. She was so good.
Well
and
informed.
so we ended up doing, post that content day, we ended up doing an event with her so she can talk about ways to monetize, like stuff like that, because I read the room, how everyone was asking those questions. And I'm like, girl, we got to get you, we got to get you on a workshop. So you tell us more.
Yeah.
And shout out to Raven, because
Yes.
I signed up for LTK,
You
like to
did?
know, and I got my first 15 orders. The other
Hey.
day.
Oh my gosh, congratulations.
Yeah, she gave
That
some
ain't even happened a month
gems.
ago. Yes, that's
gave-
what's
I
up.
jumped on it.
Good for you. What you sold?
I moved, so I've been documenting my process with decorating or whatnot. So I've been tagging everything that I bought, and everybody's like, "Where's that? Where you get that from? Where'd you get this from?" And so I'm like, "Okay, let me post it."
That's good.
And they're actually buying. So again, put yourself out there.
Yes.
Go for it.
Come on, commission.
It's like $5 right now, but
That's okay. That's okay. We
Start
call
somewhere.
You gotta start somewhere. We call
Ain't
that
shame.
mailbox money. You don't have to just go. It's just coming on in the account. You don't have to
Hang
worry
that
about
first
it.
dollar up.
Yes, that's good. That's good to hear.
I love it. I love it. And again, so yeah, like basically ask your audience.
Yes.
Survey your audience, post different content and see what resonates best with your audience, and find your ideas there. And I think, again, I keep saying romanticize your life.
Yeah.
Whatever's in your niche, make it part of your daily routine,
Yes,
so
indeed.
that you aren't really stressing to find new ideas. It's part
Facts.
of your daily life, and you're just filming it and creating content because that's who you are.
Yes.
I'm trying to get into that more, romanticizing my daily life, because I do a lot. Okay,
You do, ma'am.
you know it.
You do,
And
ma'am.
So Dre's like, just create content. Like that's all. That's an entire like lifestyle you have going on. So
No
I'm
pressure.
Trying. It's pressure.
No
though.
pressure.
I have to do it literally when I feel like it, and that's not often.
But how often are you recording throughout the day, or the week? Let's say.
I think the most consistent thing I do is just record me at the gym, and that's it.
That's cute.
But
That's
I need to
motivation.
get like more photos and stuff of just what I do daily. I'm somewhere doing something, whether it's with my daughter,
Yeah.
presser, just work. Oh my gosh.
I love it.
But again, remember creating for the sake of creating.
Sure do.
That's what I need to do. I feel like when I pull out my camera, though, I'm just like, okay, here it goes. It needs to be perfect and da-da-da. So it's the stresses of that too. Yes. I'm just like, whatever, throw my phone. Like,
oh, hey, you can do those quick TikToks, those quick videos. You know, with the girls, it'd be like 5 seconds. It'd be like flash, 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 flash. You ever seen those?
I can do that.
Those are
okay,
cute.
good idea. Okay,
Build your video bank.
Those are cute.
I could do those now.
You know the ones that be on the Instagram all the time. I be like, oh, where she was at, but you don't know. It's like a mystery
because it's like a little quick snippet.
Yes,
you know
so
what?
cute.
I think I did one. It's on my Instagram page.
So cute. I love those videos.
Yeah.
See, a good tip that I always try, which is why I always have my phone out recording things, it's like building my video bank so that on those lazy days, I can just put those clips together and like.
I do that too.
This looks cute.
I am now starting to do that. The last video I created, I kind of took your advice and I was just like, okay, let me just get random videos of things that I see and I like, and then me in the mirror, and you'll be like so amazed how you could create a whole like 10-second video from just taking random photos and a picture of you, and then you got your whole night.
Yes. Do it, girl.
What's your favorite platform to post on?
I feel like I'm still OG Instagram.
OG Instagram. See, I haven't built my audience to Instagram just yet, and now it's like if you don't have it, you ain't got it.
The algorithm not gonna let you have it.
You know what? I have a vendetta
Yeah.
for IG algorithm. I swear I do.
It's terrible.
They got something up their sleeves. They sneaky brown nose. I think for me, yeah, I'm gonna stay with Instagram.
Instagram.
I be trying on TikTok. They don't be feeling me. Like my Instagram, my people still.
My people still on Instagram. I feel like TikTok is
on
fun
Instagram.
though.
Yeah, I feel like there's no pressure on TikTok. I don't know what the difference is. I feel like Instagram, there's a lot more pressure to post.
Yes.
Besides, TikTok is strangers, and they just.
Yes.
Is it amazing?
Yes.
Like, how do you have a like pressure feeling from a website? You know what I mean? And then one is like, oh no, I know I could be more relaxed. Like we have to really think, how do we get that?
How do we get here?
Like concept? How do we feel that TikTok is more chill and Instagram's not, or we got to be more perfected on there? How?
I don't know. I feel like Instagram is a little bit more polished. As far as the content is concerned, compared to on TikTok, it just be like girls
Everywhere,
in bonnets talking crazy. Like it'd be like
One girl showing her globe that she just balled a person.
You can lay in bed at the end of the night every day and be like, you know what? Let me just talk to y'all.
Yes, that's what one guy does on TikTok. I was like, what is this? But I love it all the time.
Yeah.
I think it's different types of purpose. Like TikTok's more of a personality
Yes.
platform,
Agree.
while Instagram is more aesthetically.
That's
Like
it.
you
I
have to
think
have the
that's
right
it.
cover pictures. You
Yeah,
gotta have
the
the right
look,
content
yeah.
on there.
You know what? You might be owning or something with that one.
That might be
I've been
it.
trying to study
I think
it.
you
That's
solved
good.
the question here that I was asking. That's it. That's it.
That's really good. I think that is it.
Now I've been cracking the code with TikTok algorithm, but
Okay.
Instagram still hates me. So
What are you learning on TikTok?
So with TikTok, I know that they are competing with YouTube and Google. So they're trying to be a search engine almost. Because when you think about it, if you're looking
yes.
for, what's the hottest brunch spot in Dallas? A lot of people
Yeah.
go
You
to
know
TikTok
what?
and write Dallas
Wow.
brunch spot.
Sure.
Yeah.
do.
And now everybody who has those TikToks, you can kind of visualize what
do.
you're looking for. And so now it's like you have to really focus SEO with
Yes.
TikTok, which
Yeah.
is using the right keywords. And there's like ways to kind of trick the algorithm. Putting keywords on your picture and hiding it and using the same captions
It
and the same
worked.
hashtags.
I tried it on my last. I have 6 videos up, but one of them, and I did your strategic plan to where you put it. Yes, girl. And it actually, I saw an improvement, and then they actually listed my video in the actual
In the search bar?
Yeah, in the search bar.
That's what's up.
So I was like, that works. How'd you know that, Dre? What's going on?
Girl, I just been doing little things. I'm trying to figure out Instagram's code. They still hiding. I don't know what's happening.
I don't know what it is. I feel like it's almost like you have to have a super large following on Instagram.
Yeah.
Almost.
And
I
that's
feel
why
like.
it's so frustrating, because when you're trying to grow, I feel like it's going to take a lot longer than what it used to. But anyways, for the future of social media, have you guys read up on the TikTok ban?
I have a couple bloggers and I are actually talking about it and how impactful it can be if it does pass.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
What do you think about it? I want to know your opinion too.
So I think that from what the research I've done is that TikTok is, really popular for small businesses to expand their reach. A lot of people are relying on going viral on TikTok and
Yes.
getting their orders in. And so, almost, don't quote me guys, but I remember reading it was about 40% are like US small businesses.
Okay.
And they rely on that platform for, the growth of their business, for sales. And so with that ban, it's like what happens to
Right.
these small businesses who are relying on their audience here.
Right.
And so I think that's just the downside, because what are we really banning it for?
Exactly.
Like I saw a little clip of Congress questioning the CEO.
Oh
And
my
And
gosh.
I didn't watch the whole thing. I'm not gonna say I read everything, I saw everything, but I
saw it.
saw him say, so if TikTok is connected to our Wi-Fi,
That was pressing.
that means they have access to our Wi-Fi. And he was like, I mean,
Yeah,
was like-
but we don't use it
we
to
don't
like
use it.
spy.
Yes.
I can't
Yes.
spy on you using your Wi-Fi. And so
Right.
it's just like, I feel like they're just making up any reason
They are.
to
I
kind
feel
of get
like
rid of that.
U.S. Congress has a hidden agenda. They're being a sneaky brown nose. Only they know why they're trying to ban it, and it ain't because somebody is, cooking in their kitchen on TikTok. So,
I think
and
it's
I think
something.
it's like what you said, how they're competing with YouTube and stuff. YouTube is a huge platform. They make so much money from there, and if you got another company that's coming in and it threatens that, you're gonna try to find a way to get them out. And I think that's what that is. Just hearing what you said, I'm putting two and two
In
together.
Meta.
It is.
Yeah, and
Meta
Meta.
jealous.
Yeah, it's
I
got to
said
do
it.
something with.
Don't come at me.
It's got to do something with political gain, especially because the company is a foreign country company.
Yeah.
And so they want something a part of it. So either they want a piece of it, they want the whole thing, or they want some money involved in it. That's how the United States rolls. So
Oh my gosh, it's straight big business with us
it
over
is.
here, America. We straight business.
it's something like that.
Capitalism. All right, and so the last question, I want to kind of bring it to a serious note. A lot of discussions have been going around with mental health and social media. I know Instagram tried to combat it with, okay, we're going to have an option to where you don't have your likes visible. To kind of, I guess, ease the anxiety that it's causing for people.
Yeah.
What type of effects do you see that are happening with mental health and social media? I know that affects bloggers because that's where we are at. And for me, again, I get that moment to where I feel like I deserve a million likes. Granted, it's not crushing my mental health. I'm not going crazy in my room, but I know there's people who find it a lot of pressure to keep
Right.
up. What do you guys think about mental health when it comes to social media?
That's a tough topic.
I got deep with it. I'm sorry,
It's
guys.
a tough topic because it's so much going on social media now that you see people, harming themselves or putting themselves in harm's way just for the attention or the
Right.
likes or just for a second to have, that amount of followers, that good amount.
viral.
And so it can get dangerous, and it plays with people's lives and stuff. And I just would have never thought. I'm a 90s kid, so we wasn't really influenced by the internet like that. You know what I'm saying? We were outside.
We're outside.
And so nowadays you got kids that's like growing up, with that passion of I got to make it and I
Yeah.
want to look good on the internet, that they are cheating themselves, number one, and then putting themselves in harm's way. And so that's one aspect of the mental health on the internet that I just don't like. I hate to see it.
Yeah, I think that since social media is such a part of our everyday life, and it has been for such a long time, that it's a part of our routine.
Yeah.
And because it's a part of our routine, we may think that consuming it is just harmless, but really not understanding the effects that it is having.
Yeah.
Such as you can watch a video of people like arguing,
Yeah.
right? And then that energy will transfer into maybe you talk to your mom on the phone and you giving her
Ooh,
energy
yeah.
and don't even realize it. You know what I'm saying? It could be something so simple as that. But because it's in our everyday lives, it's hard to turn it off.
It is.
It's hard to turn it
We're
off.
knee deep in it now.
We're knee deep in it. And if we're talking about 90s kids, right? Let's talk about how, the internet even just came to what it is today, when we was doing Jet magazines, okay, and then we were doing like, Messenger, IM Messenger. Remember that when it first came out? IM Messenger. And then Facebook, and then like where we are now. It's happened so quickly that we're just so deep into it, and we know how we can use it for our advantage and, not for our advantage. But I do think that sometimes just turning everything off, you know what I mean, going outside for real.
Get in touch with reality, because I think that's the dangers of it, is we start to look at social media as reality when this is just a platform with people showing you what they want to show. And I think that's where kind of some people fall into the habit of comparison.
Yes.
And thinking that this is better because of what they show you.
Right.
Again, I'm romanticizing my life. I look crazy in the morning. All I did was, when I made my coffee, I was not cute. But just because I made this video and it looks nice, it's not something for you to think that you're lacking. Just because you went to Starbucks or you made a regular cup. And I think the danger of comparison is what is causing the links to anxiety and depression. And to say that, I think people should use social media as a tool.
Right.
It's not something you just scroll aimlessly for because you're bored and your mind is just getting consumed in all this random stuff that's on your feed.
Yeah.
But it's a tool. So, ask yourself, why are you on here? If you're a blogger,
right,
follow bloggers that you're inspired by.
Right.
Follow, things that are in your niche.
Absolutely.
Use it as a tool. Maybe follow your friends, of course. We love to see what's up with our friends.
Follow motivation pages that, strive to do what you're trying to do. And so.
Absolutely. Control what you consume.
Absolutely.
Because we can't control it.
I know I do.
We can control it. We can choose who we want to follow and unfollow and what we want to show up on our feed. It's for us. And so, that's tough.
It is.
I could go down the rabbit hole with social media and mental health. I done looked on the internet and just been on that side, and it can get sad.
Yeah.
It can get real sad.
But see, that's why I think it's important. Curate your feed.
Right.
Curate your feed, which means, like, for me, I've just started this. Like, I started to see, like, I'm not going to say I don't like mess, because I watch Baddies West sometimes.
I love Baddies West.
But I have to put a limit on what like you said, what I'm consuming. And so, like, why am I following the Shade Room?
I don't follow the Shade Room. I was just going to say that.
Me neither.
Like, I just recently unfollowed them. And, like, people that I know I'll never see again, we're not aligned, we're not interested in anything like that. I don't want to take it personal, like, oh, you ain't important, I don't want to follow you, but I'm really trying to stick to a routine to where when I'm scrolling, it's things that are interest and for me, because this is a tool and I don't want to get lost in the life of social media.
Yeah.
Can I say this?
Please.
Say it.
And the reason why that it's really important to choose what you're scrolling and what you're looking at is because you have a subconscious. Everybody does. And if you're looking at, BS all day, you're going to exude BS. Whether you wanted to or not, whether it's just for entertainment or not, like Baddies West. If you're watching that all day, no. Every Sunday we're good. But if you're always consuming things like that, it's going to pour out into your reality.
It does.
Because it's coming in your subconscious. Now, I can go down the rabbit hole, but I'm going to stop right there.
Girl, let's talk about the food. You be like, okay, I need to go to that place tomorrow.
I'm not even hungry.
But
don't show me nothing
But I have
that look
all
good.
the ingredients in the house. I'm about to go make that right now. And it's 12 o'clock at night.
Now I'm Instacarting it. Like, it's going to get delivered in the
All
morning.
I need is
I'm
the
going to make
cheese.
it for lunch.
All you need is the cheese.
the cheese. Let me Instacart
It's the same thing. It's the same thing. But, that's the power of influence, though.
Yes.
Yeah.
The power of influence,
that's
especially when it comes to the mental health. That's the power of what we are consuming. And just think about our folks who are not, who are not on social media, right? Like our parents, for example. What are they consuming on the news? Remember when the pandemic first happened?
That was the internet to them.
That it still is.
Yeah.
But when the pandemic first happened, they were scared to death. As if everyone else was.
I was a little scared
But the media was just pouring. The news was telling them it was going to end the world tomorrow.
Manufacturing the fear.
Yes, manufacturing the fear. And so, controlling what you consume is definitely ideal to control your mental health. Yeah. Some days you can't control it, right? But if you can.
Like Sundays, I mean,
girl,
Daddy's West is crazy. Like, I can't believe it. Like, these women are 45. Like, what happened? I swear.
I've never heard of this show.
I swear they are. It's fine.
They 45 going.
I mean, some are.
Where's
I'm
it
not gonna
based
say everybody.
at?
They are in different cities.
Okay.
So, like, they have a few cast members from Bad Girls Club with new people adding on, and they're, like, getting to the bag. And they're traveling in different cities doing promo tours.
Okay.
And so, again, they're making entertainment, so they're fighting, they're cursing each other out. But again, I'm into psychology, guys, so when I watch it, I'm like, you know what, she's hurt. She's projecting right now.
Oh my God.
She's projecting. She needs, okay, I know.
Give her 2 years, she'll grow into
She'll grow out of that. I know she will. So,
That's funny.
you know, I got to transition when I'm watching. I'm like, you know, spin it to something nice.
Yep. You do.
But again, it was lovely to bring you on today. I feel
so
like
glad.
I hope everybody got some gems and some inspiration to start creating their platform, start putting out content. And again, if you have any interest for blogging and you're in the DFW area, here's your gem.
Yes.
Let them know how they can keep up with you and what you're up to and what you can offer them for right now.
Let's see. Follow us at Dallas Black Bloggers on all platforms. And also, we're going to have a lot of upcoming events for Dallas Black Bloggers for this summer. And also, if you are a writer, please reach out to me because it's a very strong possibility if you are a writer that you may be in one of the issues of the Cosign magazine. If you guys have not followed Cosign magazine, what are you doing? Because we are at the Cosign Loft. Isn't it pretty?
Where y'all at?
You like the setup, right?
It's like the setup. So make sure you guys are supporting all of our friends. And thank y'all so much for inviting me and DBB to come. I met Drea at the first event.
Yes.
Which one? I feel like I remember. Okay, I'm at the Electric Shuffle, right? Mm-hmm. But then I remember you personally when we did the content day because we connected at the content day. You got my phone number. And
Okay, that's
else.
right. Yes, I remember it there, and I've been following you for like 3 years. I'm like, I want to
Yes.
be a content creator. I gotta keep up. Like, who are these women? Like, look what they're doing. So I kind of been, you know, a fly on the wall to what she's been up to.
Right, but she reached out to me to do a collaboration. Like I'm sitting right here, so if you guys just take yourselves and
Network.
don't be afraid. Don't be afraid.
I'm scared every time, and I still do it. So
What you afraid of?
I don't know. Just the anxious babe here. I'm still gonna get it done, but I'm gonna be anxious while I'm doing it. So.
That's okay.
All right, guys. Well, again, thanks for tuning in to Presser Podcast. Again, follow us on all our social media platforms, subscribe online, and we'll see you next time.
Peace.
Bye.